Who is the lover?
Allah.
Who is Ar-Rahman?
Allah.
Who is Al-Mannan?
La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is the messenger, to Allah is our return. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is the messenger, to Allah is our return.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبد الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر بأسا شديدا من لدنه ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا حسنا ماكثين فيه أبدا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم آمين. I bear witness that nobody deserves any form of worship except Almighty Allah, who is our creator, our nourisher, and our sustainer. May his peace and blessings be with the leader of mankind, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who was the last prophet of God to mankind. Prophet who started with Prophet Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, up to all other prophets before the seal of the Prophet Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came. After him, no other prophet will ever be raised for the society again. The message has been completed within a period of 23 years. Almighty Allah revealed the Holy Quran to the leader of mankind from the age of 40 to the age of 63. And now we have the complete Holy Quran, which serves as guidance to mankind together with the hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. We thank Almighty Allah for giving us the opportunity on this program and other programs to manifest Islam to the people. This is your program, Islam in Focus, that is being sponsored by the Muslim Media Watch Group of Nigeria. Only one person is paying for this program. May Allah spare his life, give him sound health, and continue to bless him, accept all his prayers. Amen. Today we shall continue on the episode that we started last week, and that is about the topic, poor parenting, the Islamic antidotes. Last week I had a guest who delved into it from the beginning, and we are just about to get to the middle when the program ended. Our guest briefed us about how to get good parenting for our children by choosing the right caliber of husband, that's for the ladies, the right caliber of a lady, that's for the man who's proposing to marry, right caliber in various senses, because the criteria are laid down, which include picking somebody who is beautiful to your own choice, somebody who is wealthy, somebody who comes from good background, and somebody who has the piety of God. These are the three criteria laid down by Islam, not other things which you boys look for, not other things which you girls look for. These are the main criteria, which is the basis. And the point raised, the quality raised are the virtues which we should look for. She maintained that. The second point she mentioned about is that Allah specifically, we have said that there's nothing that the Holy Quran does not guide us on what to do about it. She pointed to the portion of the Holy Quran which says that our children should be breastfed for 2 years, and this has been one of the areas in which children are able to acquire the type of knowledge and the type of good life which they deserve. Many things she mentioned which are the basis. Who was that guest? The guest is here today again for us to continue on that basis. And our guest is an associate professor of the University of Ilorin, Dr. Mrs. Saudat Salah Abdul Baki. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, viewers.
Thank you very much. I must say that she is also the current chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, here in Kwara State, and former National Amira of criterion sisters here in Nigeria. We're moving ahead by addressing more questions that I will raise on poor parenting. The Holy Quran says, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِندَ الْكُبْرَى أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا, and so on. Allah was guiding us on how to live our life well. And He says, you should not worship anybody apart from me. Number 2, do good to your parents. I will stop there. In the Nigerian society, by the children, by young ones, are what we should see. We have thuggery, we have terrorism, we have indecent dressing, we have disrespect to parents, we have turning every society to whatever they like in terms of protest when anything happens. People do not realize that it was from the beginning that the children had been destroyed. This is the question I'm throwing, that we have seen evidence of poor parenting in this Nigerian society, so much so that I doubt whether we'll be able to correct it, because the two angles of the Nigerian society, African society, are causing the problem. The elites are causing the problem when their children are punished in school for committing certain offenses. Either the father or the mother will race to the school and go and meet the teacher that was trying to instill discipline in that child, that who beat my child. And for that reason, school authorities are now being careful. They don't touch any of our children. And me and you were beaten in school. We were beaten at home for certain juvenile delinquencies. And that's what we have turned to today. We are happy and praying for our parents and our teachers who punish us for certain offenses. We are not able to punish our children again. Where are we leading to? That's the question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. This is a very worrisome issue that you have raised. Children are reflections of the society. Just as the society is a reflection of the homes that individuals come from. The home has a great role to play in molding
the character
of children to be worthy citizens in the society. The home is the first school that the child attends. And the first teacher is the mother.
That's true.
Because, like we mentioned last week, when a woman breastfeeds a child for 2 years, and when the cognitive senses of the child are being developed, you will see a kind of attachment, a kind of bond between the mother and the child. When the child is being breastfed, he looks directly into the eyes of the mother. And there are so many unspoken words that connect the child to the mother at that instance. That is where the child learns to be to show empathy. That is where the love for the parents grows in the heart of the child. And by extension, from the love for the mother, the child is going to love everybody in the community. That is when the affinity between parent and child are established. When the mother is breastfeeding the child and the father is being good to the mother, the child will extend the love he or she has for the mother to the father who is making his or her mother happy. So it is a cyclical thing. So when we fail in all these responsibilities, what we're saying to the child, that the world is to be neglected, that all that you should bother about is yourself. Because during this process of growing and transition from infancy to adolescence to adulthood, The parents that invest quality time, that place significant roles in the lives of the children, will be appreciated. And they are indirectly mentoring this child
Surely.
that when you grow up, this is the kind of life that you should live. I read a story that a woman, an elderly woman, was in the bus with a child. The woman was reading a book. The woman was reading a newspaper.
Okay.
The child was reading a book. All other children were running about in the bus. And people were wondering that how can a child of teenage age be this disciplined, be this settled? So they went to ask the woman, when they couldn't help the curiosity again, they went to ask the woman that, how did you train your child that is so calm, so respectful, so disciplined when others are running about causing troubles? The woman now replied them that children watch what we do.
Allahu
They don't
Akbar.
listen to what we say.
You say your character.
Your character is the instruction that the child needs,
Allahu Akbar.
not your verbal messages. Because most of the time, we have a practice of what we call do as I say, but not do
what
as
I
I
do.
do. If parents are exemplary, if they act as models for their children, if they are good, then the children will be good.
Allahu Akbar.
And like our father do say, Professor Loede, may Allah prolong his life and grant him success in all that he does. He will say that you should always sweep your corner. So that's why I wouldn't subscribe to a statement that you made that you don't think the situation can change.
Allahu Akbar.
The situation can change,
Allah
but
change it
it
for us.
requires effort from every one of us to make it work. Islam tells us that, I think it is the Quran, that Allah will not change the pattern, the condition
of
a people unless they change it themselves.
La yughayyiru ma bi
So the
qawmin
effort,
hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim.
the effort that we
God will not change the condition of a people except they change what is in their mind. Because when your mind changes, you do what is right.
do what is right. You follow the dictates of Allah. You follow the dictates of
The Holy
hadith
Prophet.
of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
MashaAllah.
Not until we are ready for that can we be expecting positive changes in our society. So a lot lies in us. A parent that lies should expect his or her children to steal, because lying is the beginning of all evils. When they asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that what are the abominable things that one should not do, he said, whatever you do that you don't want other people to meet you doing,
Allahu Akbar.
that is bad. So let us search our conscience. What is it that we're doing that we don't want to be exposed to others? Anything, any act that you don't want to be exposed to others, you should know that that thing is
Bad
not good.
behavior.
A father or a mother that drinks alcohol in the corner of his or her room should not be surprised when he hears news that his children are into drug, because he has laid the foundation for them at home. And you see, it's somebody that is into alcohol, somebody that is into drugs, will not mind committing other heinous and more grievous sins, because at that state they are not in their right senses. The distinction between that right and wrong at that particular time is blurred. We know that when the effect of alcohol or drug is off them and they come to their senses, they begin to regret that, why have I done this?
But they
But
are
then
already
the deed would have
addicted.
been done.
They're already addicted to it.
The deed would have been done.
The brain
So
will
we
have
should-
been destroyed.
We should pray that Allah directs our affairs towards our comfort and ease. Ease in running our lives and ease in bringing up our children. Because we do know that there are some children that are brought up in very noble ways. But the society through peer influence changed all these values that their parents have instilled in them.
How do we address the issue of those who are intellectuals among us, highly educated people who do not touch their children and they don't want their children to be touched at all in the school?
A scholar has said that, thank you very much for that question, Mr. Moderator. A scholar has said that there are three ways of parenting.
Okay.
We have the permissible parents who adopt the permissible style that whatever you do, let me know.
Okay.
You must take permission from
Okay.
me.
Good.
I will assess it. If it is wrong, I will discourage you from doing it with explanation.
Okay.
It's not enough for you to, in this jet age, it's not enough for us to tell a child that don't do this. The child will want to know why you are
you ask me
saying
not to do
he
it.
or she should not do it. And his parents should be able to explain convincingly why that act is bad for the child.
Okay.
If it is good, I will support you to achieve it. Those are permissible parents. The other one is the authoritarian parents. The parents that will say, my words are law. Whatever I say you should not do, don't ask me any question about it. Just don't do it. This kind of parenting style is not too good for this time that we're in now. Because the children are exposed to so many avenues. They are being parented, yes, by the social media. There's a lot of vices that they learn from the social media. It is not the business of the parent to sit them down and rub minds with them. Parents must be able to open up, to establish a forum for interaction between them and their children. Listen to them, watch movies with them, know the sites that they visit, and take your time to analyze the content of the site that they visit.
Okay.
That's the online site. Watch those movies with them, even cartoons.
And tell them what is bad.
People are being brainwashed, even in cartoons. There are elements in cartoons now that promotes lesbianism, that promotes gay, that promotes transgender. And parents must be aware of this. Most of us, especially the young mothers now, they use cartoon as babysitters. When the baby is crying, they'll just give them their phones and the children will be playing
with it
without you watching those cartoons with them. There are so many ills that are being picked from such outlets. So I was talking about the authoritative parents that we say, my words are laws. I say you shouldn't do it, don't do it.
And don't ask me why.
Don't ask me why.
Okay. Now the third one.
When the children ask questions, rather than address the questions, they think that the children are being insultive.
Or too inquisitive.
Too inquisitive, that it is an assault for you to ask elders about questions. We need to remodify that parenting style. The third one is the neglective
parents who don't care.
Who hate their children, and they are thinking they are displaying love. That is the kind of parent that you mentioned. That is the kind of parent that will not discipline his or her child and will not allow any other person to discipline those
and these are in the large number because they are the one polluting the society.
It's
now.
So dangerous. You remember last week we talked about communal living.
Yes.
We talked about a child being everybody's child, regardless of whether they are biological children or not. Socially acquired
be able to correct
children.
Any misdeed.
I think the society needs to look into this.
Okay.
We should not mind whatever the stance of any parent that says his or her child should not be corrected. The school is a social institution and it plays a very great role in socialization. The teachers should see the children put in their care as their own trust, as trust to them, for whom they will account on the day of judgment. So they should see themselves as the parents of these children. Whether a parent gives you the right to discipline their children or not, once you observe that what these particular children are doing is wrong, please don't indulge them. Even if their parents indulge them, see yourself as a
As a
parent
disciplinarian.
and take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Thank you,
Please
doctor.
don't fold your arms, don't look the other way, because the ill is what all of us are suffering now.
Thank you, doctor. I'm very impressed by this your submission. Let me make a reference to what is going on in the Nigerian society today. Belligerent youth in our society today, in some communities, far away from the north, far away from southwest. If you go to southeast now, what you hear youth doing is that they beat up any parents who misbehaves, unquote. That's to them. They go to traditional rulers of their community, beat him. And it has gotten to a situation whereby youth in certain communities in the southeast, south, go and kill their traditional chiefs, their traditional rulers. You can see the extent of this bad situation in the Nigerian society. What can you say on what the government has contributed to poor parenting in the society? Because government too, their parents to all of us. What have they contributed?
Thank you very much, sir.
Now,
the tradition of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is what I'm going to repeat again.
Now,
that all of you are shepherds, and you will give account on your flock. You are going to give account on your flock. The government should take care of the environment. Many parents are not able to sit up to their responsibilities now because they don't have the wherewithal. The salary is so poor that they have become kind of irresponsible in quotes because what their monthly pay cannot take them home. Then more jobs should be provided by government. It is said that the devil is an idle man's workshop, right? These children are idle. They are energetic. They are in their prime ages.
Yes.
And they don't have the opportunity of investing all these in veritable ventures. And that is why they go into vices under the influence, don't forget, of alcohol and drugs. And probably these people that have not turned around to become their victims now were once their sponsors. They were once their supporters. They armed them. Now they are saying we don't need you again. And these people have cut their teeth in these vices. What do they do? What do they need to do to make a living? So I want to urge government across all strata that we should engage the youth in productive ventures. They can farm, they are energetic, and Nigeria is so blessed with arable land that and Allah is blessing us again with rainfall. It doesn't cease, and our lands are very, very fertile. Let them cultivate lands. This will help them, pay them salaries, keep them in camps, feed them, pay them salaries, and keep the place regulated. When they know that they are contributing positively to the development of the society, nobody will like to be described
to commit crime.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I think it is very, very vital.
Viewers from wherever you've been watching this program, our topic today has been poor parenting. We have advised that parents should take their responsibilities seriously because they are going to account before their Lord what they have done. Bad parenting leading to our youth committing crime in the society. You are going to share in the punishment of the children and you, the parents who neglect your child. It is very, very bad enough. Then to our politicians who are in political offices, to the government in various places, you are the one carrying the thugs about because you want to win the election. By the time you win the election, you drop them. You don't have anything to do with them. We have to call on the government at the national level to ensure that the law on thuggery should be made so stiff that people who commit it, if they know there is a very serious punishment against it, the crime will not continue again. We want politicians to stop using thugs across the country. It is because of what you want to achieve that you gather them together, you use them, you give them money. You now abandon them after you have won the election. It is the political class and the government in power that have been creating problems for us in the society, apart from the problem created by the parents themselves.
Itself.
To Muslim parents, we appeal to you all that it is not enough that you pray 5 times regularly, fast during the month of Ramadan, pay your zakat, go on Hajj, fast in the month of Ramadan. The 5 pillars of Islam are just pillars. They are not the structure. The good deeds we are expecting you to carry along with your Islam is to see that your children are well brought up. And you work on the children of the people in the areas to be good children. It is then you'll be able to say that, you are happy you are going to a better place in the hereafter. Because no matter how religious you are on the 5 pillars of Islam, if you don't raise your children in proper manner to be your responsible vicegerent, Allah will punish you on the day of judgment. We should fear God on this and be able to complete our faith by doing what is right on our children. Our mother, we have to thank you very, very much for being here again. You were here last week, but we were not completely satisfied. We had to prolong this edition of our program till today. Viewers from wherever you've been watching this program, our guest today has been an associate professor of the University of Ilorin in the Faculty of Communication and Information Science, Dr. Mrs. Saudat Salah Abdul-Baki, who is also the chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations here in Kwara State, a very active member of the Muslim Media Watch Group of Nigeria, active member of various Islamic bodies too, as well as professional bodies. May Allah strengthen her life for us. Very soon we look forward to seeing her as a professor, presenting her inaugural lectures, inshallah. We pray to Almighty Allah to continue to be with all of us. Join us next week, inshallah, for another edition of this program. And on behalf of the Muslim Media Watch Group, we are saying, Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
All praise is due to the one and only. He is the master of all creation.
All praise is due to the one and only. He is the master of all creation.